Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here, welcome back to another Division video. It's the weekend, which of course means it is once again vendor reset time. New blueprints in the Dark Zone vendors, new weapons in the base operations, the terminal and the underground. So, as always, I'm here to tell you guys what is for sale, and of course whether or not any of those items are worth considering. So, as always, if you do enjoy this, then a like would be super appreciated. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Plus, super quickly, if you guys didn't see my video yesterday, then the Season Pass PvE supply drops have gone live. So if you guys haven't booted up the game this week, then jump on in, load in the open world, and you can grab your supply drop. Details are in the video, and I'll link that down below. But moving over to this week's vendors, starting over in the DZ02 safe room. This is again where you go and get your gear. This week it is all stamina, stamina gloves, stamina mask, stamina knee pads, and stamina vest. Of course, all of these are gear score 204. Require that you be DZ rank 50. And as always, the most useful one will of course be stamina gloves in the event you want to roll Savage. Then moving over to DZ03, this is of course where you go to get your weapons. First up, the weapon, not the blueprint, but the actual 229 weapon. Of course you do need to be DZ rank 90 for this, but that is the military L86 LSW, which is a light machine gun. However, this one does have some rather interesting perks. It does have deadly, it has talented, and it also has skilled, but skilled is in the third slot. And anytime you can get a weapon with skilled in the third slot, I would always say it's worth picking up just because, again, as mentioned, it's one of my favourite skills to have in high-level activities. If you are in a position where, say, you're learning the activity, you use your signature skill more than you would normally because maybe you're trying to make a push, maybe you're trying to sort of play defensively, or you use it to get some damage, then having skilled is a really easy way to get your signature skill back very fast. So if you ever have it in the third slot where it doesn't even require any attributes whatsoever, it is often really good to grab. That being said, this particular weapon does have a pretty high barrier to entry, DZ rank 90, a lot of Dark Zone funds, so if you guys are in that position, you know, you're high enough Dark Zone rank and you happen to have spare credits, I would say pick this up. It's not a high priority grab, not something that I say you should like go out of your way to grind for, but if you do have the ability to grab this one, it is a nice to have. On top of that, blueprint wise, you have the military MK46, which again is another light machine gun, and the tactical ACR from last week. Then moving over to DZ04, this week I only actually see one gear mod. There were two last week, so it might well be that I purchase the other one. Either way, for me, there is a performance gear mod there. Generally speaking, you guys know what I think about performance gear mods. Right now, I still do not like them. And of course, if there is another one for you guys, then that'll of course be a attribute specific one. Jumping over to DZ05, this is of course where you go to get your weapon mods. And this week, once again, the vertical grip Wolf Grey is back. So if you missed that last week, then this is another chance to grab it. So, enough for the Dark Zone, now let's jump out of there and start in the base operations. This week you have the military G36 and the military MK46. Now the G36 will set you back 709 Phoenix credits, and this one has Provident, Talented and Focused. So generally speaking, not great skills on that one. There are definitely much better skills you can get on a G36 or just on any weapon in general, so I wouldn't necessarily say that's a high priority one. Admittedly, if you are looking for a G36, then it is an easy buy. And of course, you can reroll one of those two. So Focused isn't a bad talent. A lot of the time, you won't necessarily get use out of it unless you're running something like Alpha Bridge Caduceus like I am, but it's not necessarily too bad. So you could always roll out Provident or Talented to make it a sort of 2 out of 3 weapon as a temporary means. And as for the MK46, that has Dominant, Ferocious and Competent, so again, nothing too great there. So if we then jump over to the terminal, you have the Tactical Super 90 SBS and the Tactical Vector 45 ACP. The Super 90 has Commanding, Deadly and Determined, so not too bad, but again, not something that I'm going to rush out and grab. And the Vector has Provident, Commanding and Capable, so again, nothing too great there. So finally, let's jump down into the Underground, for those of you guys, of course, that have the expansion. And this week you have an enhanced PP19, that's gear score 229, but requires you be underground rank 40. And you then have the earlier option, the military G36, which requires you be underground rank 20, and that set you back 713 Phoenix credits. Now the PP19 has Predatory, Destructive and Hurried, Hurried being the one that rolls on PP19s all the time. Of course, you can get rid of that if you don't want to, but Destructive isn't too bad. I'll probably roll out something instead of Predatory, but generally speaking, that isn't too bad. And you then have the military G36 with Prepared, Skilled, and Focused. So again, same thing applies for Focused. Skilled is always a good one to have, so I would then, if you were going to grab that, roll out Prepared for something slightly better, and then that could be an alright weapon. Maybe something like Brutal, because of course you're going to be going for headshots anyway using Skilled, and then you might get slightly more use out of it. But either way, that is it. Those are your vendors, that is what's for sale, and that's whether or not any of those are worth purchasing. So hopefully you guys found this helpful. As always, if you did, then again, a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below and let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching. Take it easy, catch you next time. Peace out.